Hello ladies and gentlemen, Panzer here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the sword-wielding samurai of Titans. It's the phase-shifting ninja with the giant sword, the Ronin. The Ronin class Titan is a hit-and-run close combat specialist chassis. It's lightly armored and built for speed, with abilities that are designed for getting up close and personal with enemies. Its primary weapon is a triple-barreled shotgun known as the Lead Wall, firing all 3 barrels at once with a single pull of the trigger. The Lead Wall is capable of 3 trigger pulls or thereabouts before emptying its magazine. It's a short-range weapon with a moderate spread, making it ideal for clearing groups of grunts and specters as well as pilots. Now, pilots themselves will be lucky to survive a blast from this titanic shotgun, and the projectiles fired can bounce off walls as well, making it possible to hit pilots hiding around corners or dashing for cover. Now, bear in mind that is a kit selection, so if you do select a different option in your loadout, then of course you won't have that ability. But it also deals high amounts of damage to Titans, and while it might not have the longest range, its scattershot nature usually ensures that you'll still hit what you're aiming at. The design of the Lead Wall aesthetically replicates the triple threat grenade launcher from the first Titanfall game. The weapon also featured an MGL-style drum magazine and 3 barrels, but while the launcher also featured the ability to rotate the barrels from a horizontal to a vertical arrangement, the Lead Wall does not appear to have that function. Best practices for using the Lead Wall is ensuring that you're within optimum range and avoiding engagements that exceed that wherever possible. Always keep the weapon loaded so you won't find yourself running dry at a critical moment. The Ronin's ordnance ability is Arc Wave. Similar to the Scorch's Firewall, the Titan slams down on the ground, creating a line in the direction you're aiming. The Arc Wave utilizes the Ronin's broadsword to create a deadly electrical wave that damages and slows down enemies caught in it, similar in a way to the pilot-held arc grenades. This can be useful for trapping and isolating lone titans before closing the distance with them. Ronin's tactical ability is a phase dash. When activated, the titan temporarily phases out of the world and dashes in a given direction. Since it is no longer in the same world, the Ronin chassis will also be temporarily impervious to incoming fire, and can be used to close with the enemy and catch them off guard. The downside to this ability is that objects in the world seem to disappear while phase dash is active, meaning that it can be possible to become disorientated if the user is unprepared. Before activating a phase dash, first ensure that you are aware of the environment, know where your enemy is, and where possible threats are. Positioning is key, so when you dash, make sure you're in a good position to catch your enemy off guard, or you might find yourself in a worse position. The last thing you want is to phase back into the world only to be greeted by a shot to the face. The Ronin's defensive ability is Sword Block. When activated, the Titan unsheathes its sword and holds it in a protective stance. Unlike shields, it can be held indefinitely. However, rather than negating or absorbing damage completely, Sword Block only reduces damage. It can still be useful when under fire from suppressive classes such as the Legion class Titans, but against anything with high burst damage, the Ronin might not survive as long. So it's usually a last resort when it comes to defensive abilities. If you're unable to get out of the way, the block can help you stay alive just a little bit longer, but stay under fire while blocking and you might end up turning into a pile of scrap faster than you think. Sword Core is the Ronin class's core ability. It powers up the Ronin's melee and sword abilities and grants the Ronin new sword attacks. Useful for going completely berserk on your enemies or pulling off a deadly flank move on a group of titans. Overall, the Ronin is a powerful titan up close, but it suffers from a lack of durability. Without proper use of abilities and cover to stay out of the line of fire, the Ronin can be a difficult titan to survive in. The Ronin is a hard counter to long-range titans such as the Tone and the North Star, and it's able to close the distance with them and render their defensive abilities rather ineffective. Good counters to Ronin include the Scorch and the Ion class. The Scorch is able to make use of its thermite canisters to deny areas to the Ronin, and by effectively deploying and detonating those canisters, the Scorch can prevent a Ronin from advancing or even trap a charging Ronin. The Ion class can deploy laser tripwires to prevent a Ronin class Titan from flanking them, and while its versatile splitter rifle allows it to do damage to the Ronin at any range, it's worth noting, of course, the sword block will reduce much of that damage. But ultimately, there's a method to dealing with Ronin class Titans, and that method is simply stay away from that sword. Keep your distance and try to trap them or block them off whenever you can. But let me know what you guys think. Is the Ronin class the best pick, or do you prefer ripping off their sword arm instead? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.